Let's fix your ball striking with your irons. This is a biggie. This is what so many golfers want. You might be the same. You just love to go on the golf course and just strike it really, really solid. I'm going to teach you how to do it, and this is going to make your iron shots feel phenomenal. So let's look at the club face. We need to kind of look at a little equation almost. That club face there is pretty square. That's where I want the ball to go. That's at my target. We kind of need the face square at impact. You know, if we want to hit the ball straight, we want the face square at impact. So look at this. If I twist the face open, then clearly that club points to the right. What happens now if I move the grip end back away from the target? Well, suddenly the club face is back to square. It's got more loft, but it's square. So twisting open, handle back equals square face. The opposite, if I twisted the face closed, then I push the handle forwards, we've now got a square face, but now we've got less loft. If I get myself into a delivery position, so this would be, you know, club shaft level with the ground. If I twist the face, that is me twisting the face open. Remember we did that at the start, we twisted the face open. So what have I now got to do if I want that club to point at my target? Well, I've got to make sure I hit the ball with the handle back. So if I do that, if I put myself into this position, twist it open, try and hit the ball straight, I think I did a pretty good job of that. I think that went pretty straight based on where I'm aligned, but I had to do it by creating a really poor impact. What's the message here? Well, the message is if you're wanting to strike it better, you can't do it with that impact. The reason I had that impact is because I had the face open in the downswing. So think of it this way. If the face is open in the downswing, can you hit straight shots? Yes. Can you really strike it? Can you compress it? Can you get those shots to feel like you really want to feel? No, because if you wanted to get that handle forwards, the ball is going to go so far off to the right. So if I did the opposite, if I put myself in here and I closed the face, what would I have to do to hit the ball straight now? I'd have to use more of my pivot. I'd have to have the handle further forward because I appreciate that that's how I keep the face square. So if I hit another shot now, same delivery, but this time instead of opening the face, I'm going to close the face. How do I hit it straight? I pivot, I have the handle forwards. And look at that, it went in almost the same direction. So both of those shots were dead straight, give or take. But because the deliveries were different, look at the impacts. How different are they? Now, it doesn't matter how many drills I do, how much I understand impact, how much I realize the shaft should be forward, how much I realize you should hit down. If the face is twisted open, game over, you can't strike it. So I want you to do this drill. I want you to put yourself into these two positions and see if you can hit the ball pretty straight. The real one that I want you to spend more time on is obviously this one. This is the one that we want, where the face is pretty much at the same angle as my body. I'm tilted over the golf ball, club face is pretty much to that. I appreciate that at full speed, you can't see where that club face is there. That's why we've got to practice this at slow speed. So you're going to take a setup, you're going to make a backswing, and then you're going to stop at parallel. My eyes are closed. I want to feel where I think the club should be. Look, pretty good. Started to tap into my awareness. How good am I at knowing where that face is in space? So many of you will close your eyes up to the top, find your delivery, go, yep, that feels pretty good. Face is open. Now, it's not as extreme as what we did at the start, but the face is open. From here, that's where you're going to get kind of flippy. So how are we doing that? Well, it's basically keeping the trail wrist bent backwards. At the top of the golf swing, we want that trail wrist as bent as it can be. So knuckles are being pulled back to my forearm. And I want to make sure that as I work into my delivery, I am keeping those knuckles pulled back to my forearm. As soon as they move a little bit away, face opens. So a great feeling for you is to keep your wrist in this position for as long as you can in the downswing. That's how I want you to practice. I want you to set up, I want you to bend that wrist back, hold it into that position, pivot through, see if you can hit straight shots. If you can do that, you're really tapping into face control and how you then create the impact around that face. The impact is almost for free if you can put the face in the right position. Now, the second phase to this is a little transition drill. We mentioned at the start there was kind of two phases. In the downswing, your lower center, so we'll call that your hips, is shifting towards the target. I think you might know that. I think you might know that your hips shift. But did you also know that your sternum is also shifting towards the target? So if we look at where your belt buckle would be at setup and where your buttons would be at setup, at impact, yes, the belt buckle will be further forward, but your sternum would also be further forward. Now, why is that helpful? Well, it's moving your low point this side of the ball. And we know that's what great ball strikers do. They move the low point target side of the ball. So now, okay, have you got to think about how do I move my hips? How do I move my sternum? That's complicated. It's not complicated. It's actually really, really simple. Look at this. What would happen if I stood up and if I asked you to lift up one leg? If I asked you to lift up your left leg, I guarantee what you'd do is you'd move over onto your right side and you'd lift your leg up because you want to stay in balance. You're moving all your weight onto this leg so you can lift that leg up. What about if I got you to stand here and said you can't move left or right and now I want you to lift your leg up? Well, this time you'd do that, wouldn't you? You'd lift your leg up and you'd fall. So as I'm doing that, what's happening? My lower center and my upper center are moving in which way? They're moving this way and also down. Okay, moving this way and down. What do we want those to do in transition? We want them to move this way and down. That's the movement we want. We want that movement. So what we really have to do is we have to say, okay, can I get myself up to the top where I'm feeling that my weight is fairly centered? I've got this alignment stick there as a reference. And if I got to here and you simply asked me to lift up my left foot, look at that. Look how good that start of the downswing is. Now, when I ask you to lift up your left foot, it is going to be milliseconds because if you lift it up for any longer, you're going to find yourself sprawled out on the floor. So you are literally going to lift it for a millisecond, but it's going to give you this incredible little movement to start down. If I was to turn now, where's the club going to land? Here, I can't hit the ground before the ball. It's going to put my low point underground. It's going to put it forward. I'm going to get that shaft lean because the face is now under control. I'm going to start to really strike it. So what we can then do is make some little goal swings where we start to feel like in that transition phase, we are literally just lifting that foot up. And I would say, my guess is, as I'm doing that, you can't even see it. You can't see me lifting that foot up because it is literally happening so quick. But what it's doing is it's really allowing me to get that perfect transition. When you catch yourself, i.e. when you sort of replant your foot, what you're going to feel is pressure. Because you've caught yourself, your body's falling and you've caught yourself. What do you do with that pressure? You then push up and out to follow through. This is what great players are doing. It's hard to see because it happens so quick, but it's what's happening. So I'm going to hit a little shot. I'm going to do this at really slow speed, but I'm literally going to go fall, catch myself, push myself. Fall, catch myself, push myself. So we get a little shot, we get a little divot, we get everything that we want because I got the timing right. Now you can see that was nowhere near full speed, and I don't need to go at full speed at this stage. I'm looking to change the movements. So we go again, so we're going to go fall, catch yourself, push yourself. Okay, that one a little bit left, but the strikes are really, really good.